Well, the other big story tonight, tomorrow the World Economic Forum kicks off in Davos. Over 30 heads of state, more than 1,400 business leaders, including nearly 100 from India, will begin a 5-day brainstorming session, essentially to try and see how the economy can be rebuilt. And let's go straight across to my colleague Shweta Rajpal Kohli, who joins us from Davos to give us a sense of what to expect.
That's right, Nidhi. Davos, World Economic Forum seems to be getting bigger and better. And with us here right now, Vikram Chandra, a Davos veteran who first came here in 1991. Vikram, Davos, you've been attending it for many, many years. Is it going to be any different this year?
Yeah, well, Shweta, first of all, 1991, I think this was the second or the third big story I ever did in my life. By now, of course, with age, arthritis starts to play up in this sort of a cold. But
yes, it is minus 5 degrees here.
I think the biggest change, Shweta, from my point of view, is the way India is treated out here.
Right.
1991, nobody wanted to know about India. Who's the Indian Prime Minister? Well, yeah, you can be somewhere. No one cared. Now, it's very, very different.
And perhaps one big change, of course, is NDTV's presence here. We'll, of course, talk more about that. But here's a quick look at what you can expect at Davos this year. Cars zipping across snow-lined streets and security being beefed up. The sleepy Swiss ski town of Davos gearing up to welcome leaders from around the world. Davos, the sleepy Swiss ski town, just entered its peak season. For 5 days every year in January, the rich and the powerful converge here in Davos at this Congress Center building that you can see right behind me to debate issues surrounding the global economy. But this year, the meeting assumes special significance, coming at a time when the world is recovering from the worst financial crisis in recent history, a crisis that led to as much as $5 trillion being pumped in by way of stimulus. So expect world leaders to discuss a host of issues like the stimulus exit strategy, the nature of the recovery and whether we are headed for a double-dip downturn, Obama's controversial banking reform, worries like inflation and asset price bubbles, and how economies need to work towards reducing the mounting fiscal deficits.
You have no other place in the world which has this kind of gathering with about 2,500 to 3,000 top people of the world.
How many Indians here this time? A large number, I believe, the delegation.
Just 2 years ago, there were 55.
Right.
Those with white badges.
Right.
Last year was 65 and this year is 95.
The key political figure inaugurating the conference this year, French President Nicolas Sarkozy, and of course India Inc. will be present in full form with leaders like Mukesh Ambani, Sunil Bharti Mittal, Anand Mahindra and Chanda Kochar all here. I can tell you it's freezing cold here in Davos, but the chill notwithstanding, global leaders are hoping that there are brighter and warmer days ahead for the global economy. With camera person Manoj Thakur in Davos, Switzerland, this is Shweta Rajpal Kohli for NDTV. Well, hopefully there will be warmer days ahead. At least right now it seems to be freezing out here, but that's not stopping us from bringing you live, exclusive, in-depth coverage. This is a first for any Indian television channel. You've not seen this kind of coverage of an international event ever before. We've got an entire studio set up here and some big names lined up for you over the next few days. And also what's a first is, of course, that NDTV's Pranoy Roy and Vikram Chandra will be chairing special sessions. Vikram, why don't you tell us a little about these sessions?
Well, one of the sessions is the one which is taking place on the 28th, is the first of its kind. Traditionally, inside the Congress Center, as part of the Davos agenda, there have only been debates done by the BBC, by CNN and by CNBC. This time an Indian channel is doing it, and it's
right.
NDTV, which is doing a session there inside as part of the Davos agenda. So that's exciting, and also on NDTV Profit, we're going to be telecasting a whole lot of the events and the special sessions from there live as they're going out.
And here's a look at what we've been doing over the last 2 days, setting up this very special studio in Davos, just very close to that main Congress Center where all those sessions will be taking place. Take a look.
It's like this. So in the beginning, I'm just going to do... Break a leg. Yes.
Tuba.com